Dr. Samadi, who had the night off last night. We missed you, Dr. Samadi. You've been guiding us through the coronavirus crisis, but it looks like the crisis is over. The crisis part is over, isn't it?
Well, a lot of good news, Greg, that's coming through the pipeline. But the problem is that a lot of public health are making statements. For example, I'm concerned about the second wave, and you can see the ripple factor in our Wall Street, in our stock market, and also a lot of people who are about to go back and open up their stores. They panic. And this is the problem with any kind of pandemic. We as Americans, we have to be very careful not to let fear, panic, hysteria, which is part of the DNA of the pandemic, to get ahead of facts, strength, and science, and be able to get back to work. Look at what's going on in New York City, which was a hot spot. We have now one of the lowest number of deaths in this state. We have only 1% of the people that have gotten the test are positive, 52 admissions, which is extremely low, and this is all good. So what's going on? And the big news is that, in my opinion, this was nothing but a nursing home disease, and went after elderly and people who had co-morbidities. If we would have taken care of our nursing home, 5 million people in our nursing home in America was responsible for over 40% of death in this country. And if we would have taken care of that correctly, these numbers would be much lower than flu, and we didn't have to make unemployments of 40 million. What's the lesson learned to a lot of people out there, Greg, you would say? There's not going to be a major second wave in America. I promise you. We're going to have a lot of these baby waves, as we see in Arizona, in Texas, but you're not going to see some mass numbers of people being affected by this. And that's what we're going to see, which is all good news.
Totally. Bold statement. Dr. Fauci's not saying that. I'm going with you, doctor. I'm serious. You've been right about so much in this thing. So, all right. No second wave. That's good. Real quick, Wuhan virus, when it was in Wuhan, there's evidence now that this thing was being dealt with in August. They didn't tell anybody until January. Well,
interestingly enough, you and I covered this, and without even having this information, we said that this virus has been around since October or November of last year. What does that tell us? Millions of people have been affected by this. Millions of Americans have already antibodies. They don't know about it. And we learned from WHO that if you're asymptomatic, your viral load is going to be low, and the chance of passing this virus to other people may not be zero, but it's very low. So we need to be smart, go after the symptomatic people, isolate them, cover our nursing home. And there is no reason in the future, if we see a little spike in different states, there's no warrant to shut down or make the same kind of mistakes. We are much better prepared. Our hospitals are prepared, and we're able to face this virus. This may be with us for a long time, but we're going to win, and America will come back stronger, as we've discussed before.
Beautiful. Love your enthusiasm and, quite frankly, your leadership on this. And I'm sorry I told you a little white lie just a few moments ago, and I know that you caught it. And I think we got to clear the air right now. Dr. Samadi sent me a text this morning with he was very enthusiastic about some article, and you can see he's got great energy. I have the text message exchange on the screen, Dr. Samadi. We're going to take a look at it right now. Okay, let's see. There you go. All right, try it. All right. So you sent me this in the morning. You sent me the link. Please let me know if you have a couple of minutes to talk about it. That was at about 10 a.m. Yeah, 10:08. I really. So about 20 minutes ago, let's talk soon. Sorry, I missed this. Break a leg. When you wrote back that one-word answer, sure, I knew I was in trouble.
Greg, everybody loves your show. They love Newsmax. They come here to get straight answer. They don't want to get the hysteria of the mainstream. We had a riot for 2 weeks. We're not seeing the rise of these cases, certainly in New York and other places. And your message, other countries are looking at America and at us to get wisdom. And this news has gone to Manila Times and many other countries. And we need more supervision and leadership, not panic and hysteria.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dr. Samadi. You got to put a smiley face when you text something like that. You got to put an exclamation point. It seems so.
I will.
One more time.
I will.
Just look at it. It looks so lonely. If you got that from your boss, you'd be like, uh-oh. Thanks so much.
We love you, Greg.
All right. Take care, doctor.
Thank you so much.